Okay, we've corrected our image in ACR and we've opened it as a smart object into Photoshop. The next thing on the workflow is to examine the image for any retouching needs such as camera dust, camera sensor dust, dust that might have resulted as a scan, blemishes on the skin, small items that are easily removed, not necessarily large retouching needs such as removing objects or moving trees. So I'm going to zoom in here and take a look. It's important to view your image at actual pixels or 100% because what you see at 100% or actual pixels is definitely what you're going to see on your print. And here I have some objects that might be better if they were removed. The old way of retouching an image, and what I see commonly, is that people duplicate their background layer in order to preserve the original. This is no longer necessary. You can actually retouch your image using a blank layer which maintains the file size instead of doubling it like you would if you duplicated the background layer. So we're going to choose Layer, New Layer, and call it Retouching. You can color code this layer if you want to. For example, you can turn all of your retouching layers orange, and that just simply gives it a color code so that as your layer stack grows, you can easily see which ones are your retouching layers. Then you're going to choose your favorite retouching tool. J on your keyboard automatically takes you into the healing brush tool. Now, how does the healing brush tool differ from the clone stamp tool? The healing brush tool is particularly effective in skies and skin areas when you're sampling texture from one area and moving it to another and it's blending in with its surrounding color values. So I'm going to option click to define that I want to borrow texture from this area, maybe hit my right bracket key to make my brush bigger, my left bracket key to make my brush smaller, option click in a good area, and then click over the area that I want to heal. And that simply moves texture and then puts it into this location over here and combines it with the color surrounding it. Now notice that it created this kind of smudge because the healing brush is not great for when you have strong transition areas from midtones to darker areas, because remember, it blends color. So it did what it was supposed to do, but perhaps it didn't create the visual that you wanted. So in this instance, when you have a lighter tonality blending with a darker tonality, you want to choose the clone stamp tool. And the clone stamp tool, instead of just simply sampling texture, samples entire pieces of pixel information. So I'm going to sample from over here and moves it. And what I've forgot to mention is that with both of these tools, in order to work on a blank layer, it's really important that you choose current and below. So it's going to sample the current layer and whatever is beneath it. So it's sampling through the layers to find the pixels underneath, and that's what makes it so successful. And again, we're not doubling our file size by duplicating the background layer. We're able to work on a blank layer here while still preserving the background layer. And I'm just going to simply hit my space bar and scroll around the image at actual pixels or 100% and take a look to see if there are any other areas that need retouching. You want to probably switch between the healing brush tool for skin tones and areas and sky areas and the clone stamp tool for areas that require exact pixel editing.